Today, we aim to understand the critical steps and considerations involved in acquiring land in a manner that is legal, ethical, and sustainable. Land acquisition refers to the process by which governments or private entities obtain land for various purposes such as infrastructure development, industrial projects, urban expansion, and public utilities. While land acquisition can drive economic growth and improve public services, it often impacts landowners and communities, necessitating a careful and transparent approach. Today on the show, we want to take a look at the key steps of land acquisition process, which includes identifying, due diligence, negotiation and agreement, approvals and permits, payment and transfer. In recap, here are some steps in the safe land acquisition process: initial planning and feasibility study, stakeholder engagement and consultation, value and compensation, legal procedures and approvals, implementation and monitoring, post-acquisition review. Land acquisition is a fundamental part when it comes to development initiatives such as infrastructural projects or public use. Effective land acquisition can help save on time, manage on cost, and foster better relationships with stakeholders. This is the Land and Property Diary. My name is Naomi Mbuvi. Karibuni. To help us understand the land acquisition process even better, we speak to Sarah Wahogo of Username Investments, who will give us better insights. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Naomi.
Now, we know the land acquisition process is really a sensitive one. Same time, people still want to invest. Where does someone start?
Land is indeed a very emotive issue. And when you want to start the process of acquiring land, the first step is land identification. And you identify land by considering a number of factors. Number one is location. Where do you want that piece of land? Number two is the purpose. Number three is the size. Number four, and the last one, is zoning regulations.
What is the process from identifying into purchasing?
Once you identify the land and you're happy with the location and the other items, number two, you need to do a proper or a thorough due diligence. And for a due diligence, it is broken down into two steps. Number one is the due diligence on the vendor who is selling you the land. Number two is due diligence on the land itself. So when we come to the vendor, you need to confirm that the person who is selling to you this piece of land is actually the legal owner. How do you check that? You check that the title or the copy of the title that the vendor has given you reads their actual names. So you will need to have identified the details or the names of the vendor, the full names, and you check that by getting their identification documents, their PIN, and there are ways of confirming or verifying the identity number, ID number, the name, and the PIN. Through the PIN checker, through eCitizen, there are so many ways that you can confirm. So once you confirm that actually this is the legal owner, after that, then now you can do the due diligence on the land, because there is no use of verifying the land while you've not verified the vendor. So once you verify the vendor, you verify the land. And verifying the land, it's very, very important to work with an advocate, a registered advocate, because they will help you with the process, because they are experts and they understand the legalities and the requirements. So you need to engage a professional, a surveyor, a lawyer. A surveyor will assist you confirm the size of the land and the location, because sometimes you find that the location is not what the vendor was telling you. So you need a surveyor to confirm with the government documents that the location of the land is indeed correct. The lawyer will help you do the searches. Searches at the registry. It could be the individual searches for the land. It could be the green card search, just to confirm that actually there are no encumbrances, there are no restrictions, and there are no other issues related to that land, and that it's a clean piece of land.
Okay. Now, of course, you're talking about documents. What documents are these that someone has to see or have before purchasing?
You have an offer letter, you have a sales agreement, you have a transfer document. So let's speak about the offer letter. An offer letter is a document that shows the intention to purchase. Is what I'm holding here. Okay. It shows the intention to purchase, and it has the details of the buyer, It has the details of the vendor. It has the price, if it's an installment payment, if it's a cash payment. It has the ID numbers. It has the terms, and it has the signatures. So this shows the intention to purchase. So once you fill the offer letter and you submit it, after that you can pay a deposit, and the deposit will be based on the offer letter that you've signed. If you've agreed that you pay a 10% discount or a 30% discount, that is what you pay. Once you do that, depending with the details of the offer letter, you can now go to a sales agreement. So a sales agreement is a legal binding document. So it has the details of the vendor, the details of the parcel, the payment terms, and so many other things. Description of the parcel. It also has the details of the lawyer who has drawn the document. So once you sign the agreement, it's actually legally binding. And after that, the sales agreement will also have the terms of the payment. If you're to clear in 6 months, 3 months, or if it's cash, it will indicate that. So once you clear payments, then after that you sign a transfer document.
Maybe you can see some of those documents you have.
This is now the document that is used to transfer the piece of land from the vendor to the buyer. And usually it should be filled in triplicates, where the first copy, after the process is done, it will be left with the vendor. Another copy goes with the client, and another copy is retained at the registry. So once the transfer is processed at the registries, finally you get a title deed. Of course, depending with the tenure of land, is it a leasehold, is it a freehold? Like what I'm holding here is a freehold title deed. So this is the final document in the land process. However, once you get a title deed, the vendor should also give you copies of the transfer. During the transfer process, you need to have paid to the government stamp duty, whatever payments that are required. So the title will come attached with a copy of your transfer, a copy of stamp duty, and there are other documents like the consent, which you should also have a copy. Finally, then you should be a happy landowner.
So here you sell what kind of portions or land sizes?
And it's a residential community.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everything sold out?
Yeah. There are no available units because also the price was really good. That's 800 those days.
Yeah.
So it was sold out really fast.
Okay. Yeah. And what kind of a piece or acreage did you have around here?
It was 20.
That's a good thing then. Yeah. So now what's your next project?
We have projects in Nakuru, the latest. We also have other small ones, a small one in Gong, a small one in Kangudoro. But Nakuru is where we have had our biggest projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And we're talking about big. You're talking about size of acres?
Yeah, acres. About 300 acres.
What kind of size are you talking about?
Nakuru is where we have had our biggest projects, over 300 acres.
Oh yeah.
Sold out because the prices are really competitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what people are looking for.
Exactly. It has been very difficult to get properties below $1 million. So we ensure, because we are able to acquire large scale, we can be able to give our clients at a very affordable price.
Where else do you have this project?
We have a small new project here on the other side. We also have Kangudoro Road. And we are looking at going to Kitengela. Very soon we are launching another project in Kitengela. We also want to go to Kikuyu. Basically areas where our clients have been asking us for.
Now, this is what people come from, sure.
Yes.
Why?
People really love the environment. It's cool. Then also the view.
Yes.
The hills, the Ngong Hills. Yeah. So I think when you have your home here, it's away from the hustle and bustle of Nairobi.
And the noise.
Yeah,
but does this place get cold because these are mamilima and mawindi?
In the evening. Yeah. Which is a good thing because when you are home, you just want a cool environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anyway, in the evening, you're also at home. Yeah. Yeah, so people have really built around here. You've seen very nice houses.
Very huge. People actually built humongous houses below pale chini.
Exactly.
People have built humongous.
Yeah, so it also gives us a lot of joy to see our clients actually turning the properties, the piece of land into a
homes.
home.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you call this place? Because I know further down is Kibiko. This what do you call the place?
Kimuka.
Kimuka.
Yeah, this is Kimuka.
All right.
Yeah.
And the general pricing for land? Your 800 to a million?
Right now it has gone up. That was then we were selling for 800. Right now you cannot get for anything below 1.3.
Okay.
I actually know clients who bought for 800 here who have sold for 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
so there's demand. Guys are actually moving out of the city.
And there's appreciation. Like when we were starting to sell in Gong, we were selling land at 200,000 an acre. Right now, nothing below $1 million.
Yeah.
So even the clients who bought those days are happy with the returns.
Yeah.
So if you have your plot and you bought for 200 and you can sell at 800, I mean,
why not? If you're not using
that kind of return, no effort, no nothing.
You didn't do anything to get
You
it.
didn't do anything.
It was just that there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Selling land must be extremely lucrative for you guys.
Not really. It's really challenging. It's not lucrative because you really need to ensure, especially the cleanliness of the land. It needs to be clean. Otherwise, even an organization you can get conned. They can sell to you.
And one small blunder can kill your business.
Brand especially.
Through this whole process, are there costs at every stage, involved?
You need to pay stamp duty. You need to pay for the control board consent. You need to pay for rent and rates, depending with the tenure of the land. You need probably to pay for the search documents. You also need to pay the legal fee for the lawyer, the professional fee for the surveyor. So apart from the cost of land, and especially when you are not buying the land through a company, because most companies consolidate the cost of the land to include all those costs. If you're buying from an individual, apart from the cost of land, then you should also budget for all those costs.
As you're describing the process, of acquiring land, it seems very straightforward. Yet people are being duped every day. So what are these mistakes people are making that are making them lose money?
It's simple when you're dealing with experts. One mistake people make is to deal themselves with the vendor. No, as a layman, you've not dealt with land issues before, but you don't want to incur the cost of engaging a professional. You will lose your hard-earned money. So it's extremely important to engage a professional valuer, a professional surveyor, a professional lawyer. They will really help you. And these are people who have done these transactions over and over. So they understand the loopholes, they understand the gaps, they understand where you can lose your money, and they will help you not to lose the money. Number two, ensure that you do proper due diligence. People ignore that bit of due diligence. Ensure that you do proper due diligence on the vendor. Don't assume that people are honest. And people can speak sweetly. They can talk very sweetly. But at the end of the day, they are not good people. So don't trust anyone. Ensure you do proper due diligence. Ensure that you confirm that the name on the title appears as the same as the name on the ID, the PIN, the e-citizen, all those things.
Now, is there somewhere someone can recover the money they've lost?
In Kenya, there are courts. If you lose your investment, you can always go to court. But the problem with the court process is quite lengthy. It takes a long time. Recently, the real estate companies have come together and formed an association, Real Estate Stakeholders Association, and they are trying to regulate the real estate space.
So then what makes username the trusted partner?
Username is a trusted partner. Number one, because I think it's one of the very few organizations in real estate where there is a proper corporate governance. The directors are totally separate from the management team. We have a proper management team, professionals in their own capacities, and that ensures that the organization is run very, very professionally without interference. Number two, we have delivered over 18,000 titles, and over time, clients have come to trust and believe in us. The other thing, and I would want to mention, is that we have owned offices. So many times when we are doing the due diligence process, we tell clients to ensure that the vendor has a registered office. So we have 3 offices, 3 branches. Our head office at the Lemark Westlands Church Road is our owned office. And we have 2 satellite branches in town, International Lifehouse, and in Nakuru. So that really differentiates us from everyone in the market.
Fantastic, Sarah. Maybe you can give us a piece of advice. I'm a parting shot as we conclude.
Username is a trusted partner, and I invite all of you to come and view our products. We are supporting investors and Kenyans at large to own homes.
Awesome. Fantastic insights there, Sarah.
Thank you, Naomi. Nice conversing with you.
Asante. All the best.
Asante sana.
As you've heard from Sarah, purchasing land is very emotive, but you must do your due diligence and speak to the experts. Let me take a short break. I'll be right back.